Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time you're watching this fish fam. Recently I posted a video saying the content was starting to come a bit more regular and a bit more of the constant uploads. I do apologise. I have been out and going fishing, but as most of you know, in February I am going up north, so that has took up a lot of my time recently of saving. This trip is all being funded from, I wouldn't say my own pocket, but some of it's coming out of my own pocket, so I've been a bit tight with money recently. But nevertheless, the good old faithful GT Tackle and Baits, GT Bait and Tackle, have hooked us up again, because we know we're going to be fishing for big pike, and there is a chance of some real monsters when we go up there. I've had to up my gear because of the lures that I'll be throwing. I'll run you through the lures that I'm going to be using. I might actually have, I've got them here to easy access. But because I'm going to be throwing big lures for big fish, he's kind enough sorted us out with a bit of a thicker rod, bit more of a beef with that punch and the power that we're going to be needing for those bigger fish just to deal with them. This is a 60 gram rod, so this rod is going to be my big lure rod basically. This is, in a way, if anyone out there that's watched this and does a lot of game fishing out on sea, that rod's technically my game rod. That's going to be for the big girls. So also, I went down to the tackle shop and he's sorted us out with some Pike Pro stuff, some crimps, some traces, and instead of going for normal swivels and links, I've decided to go for some sea fishing swivels. I know they're a bit bigger, but they're a bit more durable, and hopefully that should help me drag some of these big girls in, because of what I've heard, there's quite a lot of sunken snags in these reservoirs and they know where they are, so I've got no, I'd say I've got no leeway with them. I'm going to have to basically drag. These fish are going to be dragged most of the way in, so I need something to be bullying it in. So from the wire trace on the Pike Pro stuff, I'm in the middle of tying basically up traces already, kind of. I'll probably go and do some fishing this weekend and try one of the traces, the smaller size. So I'm using the 18 kg 40 pounds trace lead, which to be honest is spot on. It's nice, it's not kinky, and I've been rolling it around, it just seems to bounce back nice and straight. We'll have to wait to see once we've had a couple of fish on them, see how long they hold up for, but at least everything's reusable apart from the crimps and the wire, so we're on a winning subject there. So obviously, like I said, I'm using the 40 pound Pike Pro wire trace, and with that, because it's a nice thin one, I'm using the Pike Pro small crimps, pack of 50. They've crimped up really nicely. I've been tugging on this one. I've put it on the side of a door handle and pretty much dangled off this. And I'm not a small guy, so it will hold, and if I need to bully a fish, I think it will matter. But just remember, folks, when you are tying your traces, leave some I'd say a thumbnail worth of leverage for slippage, just in case, because you don't really want to lose these fish, and you definitely don't want to be losing your lures. I'd rather straighten my hooks before I lose my lure. But that's what I'm currently doing. We are going to be doing some float fishing whilst we're down there. I'll leave Jordan to run you through all that stuff that she's going to be using when we're kind of down there. But as I've said, I'll be using a big 60 gram rod, some more heavier traces, because these are the lures that we will be using. I've got smaller ones and I've got bigger ones, but for the big girls I think I'm going to need big lures. They're going to want more of an imitation. So what have we got? We've got my big pike, which is a decent size. It's not massive, but it's still, when you're throwing these out, you are tempting those bigger fish. This is another lure that we've been doing at the tackle shop recently, and to be honest, it swims amazing. I like the way it looks in the water. But big shout outs for that one. We're definitely going to be hopefully having a couple on there. But the main couple of lures that I'm going to be on, because it's quite deep, this reservoir apparently, so I've gone in and he's hooked us up with some with a deep diver to get down into those bottoms, tube jointed body. I've kind of pulled it through the river, just in the edge, but it's proper dive. It's diving, but it swims quite nicely just off using the current. That tail proper gets going. So that's one of the lures that I'm going to be using. Another deep diving lure, same size again, just a different colour, because I wanted something like a mackerel colour. If you've noticed, they do have some rattles in them, that should really get them going. But there's another deep diver that I'll use in the deeper sections of the reservoir, just different colour like I said. So instead of red and black, I've gone for a blue one. And then we get on to the big girls. So these are, I'd say, 2 meters to a meter you can fish these in, so these are going to be a bit more in the shallower water, but the rattles in them, sounds like there's loads, sounds like there's a big ball in there and a couple of little balls. But so I've gone for a replicant in that one, and then I've gone for, as you can tell I've already used these. They're quite good, to be honest, I like them. I've gone for the red and white, that always seems to work for pike, I don't know why, but these should be another good one. And also I've gone for another blue one, imitation mackerel I say. These are sea fishing lures, but for reservoirs that are quite deep, that's the bog standard size of the fish that they're going to be eating in those reservoirs. So either way, if that goes past a pike's nose, it's hitting it. I've got other trebles, so if I think those trebles may be a bit too big, then I've got other trebles to switch over to. So they're the main sources, the rest are quite small. I have got my poppers. As you can tell, this one's been battered a bit. But these things, I think, are going to give us some bites on some of the other waters, so I need to make some smaller traces for these guys. But that's what I'm going in with. Hopefully it's going to bag us a couple of fish. I've got some old lures that I need to throw out. I've got some hooks that I need to change to get them nice again. Old Faithful. I will insert a photo in a second of a trout that I had, 6.5 pounds, new PB for myself. I didn't manage to get it on the GoPro, but we did manage to get a photo of it, so I'm pretty happy with myself. Doesn't look massive in the photo doesn't do it any justice, but well happy with myself with that. Also, I'm going to be throwing these, which are people using in sea fishing for the cod. to be honest, that tail working through them water, it is really well. You can work them deep, you can work them shallow, as long as you get the rhythm right on them. They're very nice lures, and I think, to be honest, the majority of the rest of them are all small lures. I've got my orange, I've got my BS that I've had for years. They've been never fails of lures, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we should bag a couple. I've got roach imitations, I've got all my other lures that are in my other bag, but hopefully, yeah, fingers crossed. So, as I've said, I have been out and doing some fishing, but to be honest with you, we've not managed to get enough footage to make videos out of them. So I'll insert a couple of videos in a minute of just what went on for you guys to obviously enjoy yourselves and watch. There's not been much happening, I would say. I have been fishing, but I'm working myself up for February. I'm trying to go fishing for you guys, but at the same time I don't want to go fishing just in case I get snagged up, something breaks, or like we are down to the last, I think it's on Sunday, it's 2 weeks from Sunday, so I've not got time to be replacing stuff. There's no leeway in it now. The bags are in the bathroom packed, ready to go. I need to pack my rod bag of the rods that I'm kind of not using just now. Other stuff needs to go into there. But apart from that, I'm literally concentrating now on February, so I do apologise for not the regular updates. I'll keep you updated on what's going on. If I go out fishing, I've always got my GoPro now, so if I go out fishing I end up having stuff, then we're in for kind of a bit of a bite. If not, then it's kind of not worth uploading because it is just a blank, but always somehow I manage to winkle out a trout. Without fail, there's always a trout, but I've had my lucky days recently, so fingers crossed, hopefully this will carry on. But I don't know, it is a possibility, I'm not 100% sure, but there may be a chance of me going over to the London waters again. We didn't have anything, we didn't have much succession over that way. It was quite a hard day's fishing, nothing happened at Peter's Finger, and so we decided to jump onto the river and nothing kind of happened there. I'll do that in a minute. I'll run you through making a trace on how I'm going about making these traces. So I'm making some big ones, obviously for the bigger lures, and some smaller ones for the smaller lures. But all in all, it's kind of like the final countdown now. So fingers crossed we'll be able to get something within the weekends. The weekend of leaving, I'm not going to be doing any fishing. We will be prepping for setting off because we have got the early train, so it is a hard one. I'm trying to pack in as much fishing, but also good news is our work have given me extra hours and contracted me in for them, so I'm now on, I'd say, better wages, which is going to help, which will help massively with being able to get to more places, doing my car test, and being able to afford to run it. You know me, 9 times out of 10, everyone that watches this locally knows that I get about on the push bike or I'm on foot. I'm constantly on it. I can't seem to get my mind off it. So we are soon going to be running a bit of a competition, so we're going to do that on the GT Bait and Tackle page. We're going to try and suss out something up for grabs, maybe a 3 days fishing somewhere, dependent on who kinds of grabs it. We preferably want this to go to the younger anglers, new anglers out there, so if there's anyone kind of watching this that's not really big into fishing, wants to give it a go, so give it an enter. The only catch is you have to buy something from the tackle shop. That is the only way of entering it. You have to go in and buy anything. You can go in and buy a pack of swivels for £1, £2, you know, that you will be entered instantly into the competition. I won't tell you what's up for grabs yet, but we'll suss something out. It's going to be something pikey, so for you guys out there that like your lures and maybe some tied up traces, a day's out fishing for the pike with myself, we'll sort something out for you guys, even if it's just down to coming into the summer months and you fancy doing some surface fishing with me. Watch out for this, guys, this year, because we are going to be nailing the carp pretty hard. There's a couple of venues that are just good fun surface fishing, catching 20s and like high 20 pounders off the surface, so hopefully I can try and beat my PB this year off the surface, and hopefully we can bag a couple of those. But the main thing we're mainly focusing on just now is February. I have booked another week off in February for the same time that my missus is off work, so we may get some fishing done, but that's more for like us time, because this trip isn't really a holiday as such. This is going up and seriously cracking on and trying to produce a 20 pounder at least off one of the venues that we are fishing. I wouldn't say I'd be gutted if we don't have one, but at the same time I kind of would be. But as long as we have fish along the way and we have some fun, and it's a good old laugh and a crack, I get to go up and see people that I haven't seen for almost 2 years now, so it's going to be nice to be going back home and where my piking and my course fishing started. So hopefully the venues are still all the same. I've been doing some research on them. Quite a lot's changed, not snag wise, so the snags are all still the same, so the fish should still be holding up in the same areas roughly. A couple of the bigger fish have died, so we're kind of gutting about that one. So I know one of the big girls, I think she was at 32 something, has passed away, so she's kind of out of my books now. She was one of the main ones that I was going up for, but I know there's a possibility of another 30 or a very high 20, depending on what's happening. But I will run you through a couple of things whilst I'm up there. But let me know in the comments, what kind of, do you want it a daily vlog situation, or are you wanting the whole week rolled up into one? I need to know in the comments, so because I'm struggling on what to do. So I'm going to leave it there. I'll throw some footage in now from the past couple of sessions, just kind of little clippets and snips. I will throw in a photo of the trout because we only got that as a photo, but we're kind of almost there, guys. February is around the corner, so let us know what you're thinking. Let me know if you want daily uploads whilst we're in Chorley, or you want to see kind of like a documentary vlog type style film. I don't know. It may take up a bit more time. Jordan is committing to filming, so she is going to be the camera lady for for the 7 days whilst we're up there. So we are literally jumping off that train and we are hitting those canal systems straight away. I can promise you that. So I'm going to shut up. I'm going to get back to tying some traces. I may throw in a how-to video as well. But apart from that, keep yourselves out there, keep going, keep smashing the rivers. I've seen so many people doing really well recently. Big ups to all of you. Just keep fishing, guys, just seriously. As much as I want to go out and go fishing, I've kind of got to sit on my hands now, so just keep doing what you guys are doing, and we'll see what happens from there. So I'm going to cut it here. It's a bit more of a, I wouldn't say it's been a fishing vlog today, but it's just an update video. So this is what's going on, and yeah, shall speak to you all soon. Hopefully we'll get out and do some fishing and see where it leads. So peace out, guys. Tight lines and wet nets, and shall see you all soon.